Today started out wonderful. I got up and made myself my normal breakfast, the breakfast of champions, a bagel with peanut butter and honey, and like a real man, a chiseled, grizzly, hairy-chested man, I took my vitamin gummies to make up for the lack of sunlight that I receive. All around, just a great morning, feeling fantastic. But unfortunately, I guess I must have slept on my stomach last night because it turns out Apple fucked me in my ass while I was asleep. I went online today. And can you believe my surprise when I learned that they're using my likeness in their new emojis? This is not a drill, this is not clickbait, we're on full chub, full DEFCON alert here. That is just me, sandwiched in between all of those Simpsons characters there. That's a picture I probably took like a week ago that they just lifted and put on their service. I swear to God, ever since Steve Jobs passed on to the great Macintosh in the sky, they have been doing some nefariously evil things, and this is just pushing the envelope too far. Apple's no stranger to controversy, but Jesus Christ, they didn't even ask my permission here. Like, this is outrageous. Big thanks to this Twitter user for bringing it to my attention, at @RealFishFeeling, media that'll make you feel like a fish. This absolutely makes me feel like a fish. Fucking Apple put their hook in my mouth and filleted me. Again, I want to reiterate, I never gave them permission to use me here, and I'm completely alone. I'm not even surrounded by my friends. There's no super spicy Matt emoji, there's no Darman emoji. I'm just here sandwiched in between all of these fucking Lego heads. The resemblance is uncanny. You cannot make an argument that they didn't know that this was me. Absolutely, someone in their department must have said, watch this. We're gonna use Charles for an emoji, and he'll never know. But I did. Just like fucking Scooby-Doo, I sniffed it out, and I'm solving the crime. And you know who I'm unmasking here? A lawsuit. That's right, I'm fucking taking Apple to court. They have used my likeness without my permission. That is punishable by death. Maybe, I don't know, I'd have to brush up on my study of the legislature and, you know, laws and stuff. But I think maybe the punishment would fit the crime. I'm sure this comes as no surprise to most of you here. We all knew a clash between myself and Apple was inevitable. It was just a matter of when and why. And now, obviously, I think I have a very strong case here, and I can't wait to lay the smackdown on him in court. Fucking Hulkmania is gonna run wild at court against Apple, brother. I'll tell you that much. I just wanted to bring all of this to your attention that yes, I know this is happening. I even have it on my phone right now. And it makes me very upset. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach that they would go behind my back and do this. So I just wanted to bring you all up to speed that I will be taking them to court, and I just wanted to publicly throw down the condom on the table and let them know I'm here to play ball. I slapped my meat right on their desk and I said, what are you going to do about it? So just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention here. There's a couple other things I want to talk about while we're just sitting here having a little chit chat at the fireplace. Sobriety. I've been getting this a lot recently. So as most of you know, I haven't drank in about 3 years now. And every time I say that, people give me like a lot of praise and congratulations. Like, wow, 3 years sober, Charlie, I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. People just like stand up and applaud like, wow, Charlie, you're really doing it. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. And I just want to make it clear that the reason I'm 3 years sober is just because it wasn't like I was an alcoholic or had some kind of problem with alcohol. It was just I didn't feel like spending money on alcohol anymore, and I don't really go out super often, so there's no real reason for me to drink very much. So I just haven't. So whenever I'm in a situation where people want me to drink, I just say I'm 3 years sober, and they immediately leave it at that, and then they just give me like this positive re-encouragement, like, yeah, wow, you fucking did it, like pumping their fists, like, wow, Charlie, keep up the good work. But it's not, they all assume I was some kind of recovering alcoholic, so I came up with this big brain strat, right, where like I don't really want to drink, so I just say I'm sober. People are just like really like positive about that. Whereas if you're like, I just don't feel like drinking, they're like, oh, come on, what are you, a square? Come on, bub. What, you don't want to get litty with the boys? You know, shit like that. But if you just say you're sober for X amount of time, they're like, wow, this guy used to fuck, huh? This hero's out here conquering his demons. Man, that's inspiring. But it's not that deep. I just want to make it clear. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. I was never like an alcoholic or anything. Just I haven't felt like drinking in 3 years. It's about all there is to it. Closest I came to breaking my sobriety was when I was playing through Call of Duty Vanguard's campaign. Just wanted to fucking drink something to forget about the mind-numbing boringness of it. But this is just a little pro tip for everyone out there. Hopefully you can learn from this. If you're ever in a situation where you just don't feel like drinking, don't phrase it like, yeah, I just don't feel like it or I don't want to. Phrase it as you're sober. for X amount of time, whatever duration you want to put on that. And people like, they're like, oh, good for you, man. That's great. Yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up real quick. And I also just quickly want to say huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the Huge Charles channel recently. It's been blowing up recently, and just wanted to say massive thank you. Like, god damn. Just huge appreciation for the support on the Huge Charles channel. And yeah, let's get to the next topic here. This is another one that I think a lot of people have wanted me to talk about, but I haven't bothered to. It's about YouTube removing dislikes. I'm sure most of you noticed by now, but dislikes are no longer public. I didn't make a video talking about this because I really didn't feel I needed to, because it's a universally accepted as a dumb decision. Everything that I could have said has already been said a million times by everybody else in the world, because it is a bad idea. I'm sure you all know, but I'll brief you on it. YouTube removed dislikes from being publicly displayed on videos. You can still dislike things and the creator sees it, but I can promise you any creator whose video you're disliking is just going to wipe their ass with that dislike because it's not public, so it doesn't matter. It's a dumb decision. Their reasoning was the dislikes were being used as a tool for harassment on smaller creators. But we all know this was for the corporations and maybe even YouTube's hurt feelings themselves, because their rewinds would get like 10 billion dislikes and 40 likes. So they wanted to make it easier for corporations to appear more positive. It's just a really bafflingly awful decision. If it truly was to help smaller creators who are getting targeted by bad groups online, they could have just made it an option to opt into. Like, you can choose not to display your dislikes publicly. That could have just been something that channels could flip on themselves, as opposed to making it a complete change across the entire platform on every channel. It's a terrible, terrible decision. The only people that benefit are corporations and scammers. Now is the best time in the world to be a scammer on YouTube, because no one will ever see the dislikes. All they see is likes, and the immediate assumption is that it must be good content, because you can only see positive likes. You can't see dislikes. Dislikes are a way of getting your voice heard. If content is dangerous or bad or misleading, you dislike it. Someone clicks on that video, they see more dislikes than likes, and they know something's wrong with it. But now you can't do that. And comments are easily moderated. You can easily delete comments, so comments aren't a reliable source either, because they can just delete all of the negative comments and keep positive ones, as well as just make their own positive ones. So it's going to be great for scammers who are trying to get you to click links in the description or get you to do terrible shit, phishing sites or things like that. It's really upsetting. You don't like to see that. I think dislikes are a crucial part of any social media. I think Twitter desperately needs a dislike function ASAP. So again, by removing dislikes, you remove the ability for people to see what is good and bad content. There is no reason why shitty content shouldn't be like absolutely obvious that it is shitty by seeing the dislikes versus likes. Even if it isn't like a blatant scam or it isn't misleading, if it's just shit ass content, you should be able to immediately see that without having to go to the comments and wonder whether or not these are legitimate comments and whether or not comments have been deleted. It's just silly, it's stupid, and the only people it helps are corporations and scammers. That is genuinely it. If this was a actual change to help smaller creators, again, it could have just been a system they opted into. But yeah, these are just a couple of things I wanted to talk about today, and really, that's about it. So yeah.